here. And we're very honored now to be joined by Rita and Daniel Lipschitz. Daniel is the grandson of Oded Lipschitz, Rita the daughter-in-law. Obviously, this is not easy as we're so close to 1 year since October 7th. First of all, how are you both holding up given that Oded is not home yet?
Fighting for him, talking about him all over. I come every Friday to have a beer in the kibbutz with him. We drank beer every Friday or Saturday together. I have a glass for him. I have a glass for me, waiting for him to be back home now.
And you, as his grandson, I understand he's the only great-grandparent that's in captivity?
Yeah, he's the only grandfather to my daughter, and it's something unacceptable. It cannot be accepted that there is a man which is a great-grandfather who built this country, who fought in 3 wars, who did so much for Israel. He's a journalist, he's also a peace activist, he's a man of justice, of doing the right thing. I miss him really so much, being here so close to him. I feel in this beautiful view it became just a nightmare, a black nightmare on October 7th.
So obviously there have been attempts at hostage deals over the coming months. Do you have reason to be optimistic that this one will happen, or is it easier to just not get too excited because you're used to being heartbroken?
Well, I think that in the last negotiations we see too many times that they go, come back. Farhan, who really on a miracle came back to us yesterday, said that the conditions inside the tunnels are horrible. He felt like he was there for 80 years. He lost 20 kilograms. It's crazy. He couldn't even go up 20 meters. And think about a great-grandfather there on that condition. And Farhan said, don't go and come back. Stay in Cairo, stay in Doha, and until a white smoke will go out, seal the deal, do what is the right thing to do. Take down this idea of only Philadelphia. We can always go back there. It's Philadelphia or 107 hostages. We choose the hostages. You have to be courage and a leader and bring all the people back home as fast as possible.
Now, this kibbutz was affected, so many people killed and taken hostage from here. But what is it about being here that makes you want to stay, given it's so close to Gaza? What is so special being here, and why is it so important to stay here and make a statement?
First of all, you come into Beeri. It's written 100 people were murdered, 30 kidnapped. And I look at my kibbutz Nir Oz, which is not far away from here, 10 minutes from here. And we are a very small kibbutz, 400 people. And we had 117 that were murdered or kidnapped, 1/4. And we are a very small community, and we have to fight strong that all of us will be back home, and all the hostages will be back home to our kibbutz. And also Nir Oz, we are 2 kibbutzes that belongs to the Moatza Ezorit Eshkol, that we need to be together, and we need to build this place up again, and that's why we need to meet together and fight that the hostages will be back, so that we can start to build our life here, which is a beautiful paradise, miracle of place, and the energies are something.
It really is incredible, the energy here. I mean, given they're obviously what happened on October 7th, but the energy is beautiful. Just seeing the cows just roaming around in the valley. They're not aware of the border there. We just saw them a few hours ago roaming, and there's something very, very special about being here and keeping this kibbutz going. And also they tore down one of the houses too.
So for me personally, it's the place where I grew up. For my mom, look, she came from Sweden in the 80s and she stayed here because it's a paradise. And what happened on October 7 is also by our location. So those people who are now hostages, those that have been murdered in Beeri and Nir Oz, those that just succeeded to hold the handle of the bomb shelter and survive, those are the people as well who defended the country of Israel on October 7, that the terrorists will not be able to continue to Beersheba, to Tel Aviv, and anywhere else. And we owe them as well, as a nation, as a country. That's why I say, the Prime Minister has to look on it also that way, they value and what they gave. We just lost 6 people, 4 from our kibbutz that been alive and been murdered in captivity, and they could come back in the first deal. We have 107 hostages still. Bring back as fast as possible those who are alive. The women that are there, think about it. Think about those women. Think that they have a knife on their throat, and we come with a weapon, and the terrorist is saying, take down the weapon, go back, and we'll bring them back to you. What would you do as a prime minister if it's your kid? What would you do as those who take the decision if it's your kid? What Sarah would do if it would be her son there? So we have to bring them back.
Daniel and Rita, thank you very much for speaking to us. We really appreciate it, and we're, of course, praying for Oded to come back home alive. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
That's all for now. Kalev, back to you in the studio.